Nepal is home to the tallest mountains in the world, the Himalaya. Along the rivers and valleys, people raise their families, plant and harvest their crops, and build their homes, all in the traditional ways passed down from generation to generation. But the same natural processes that create the valleys and soil for growing life-giving crops also cause deadly earthquakes. On April 25, 2015, an earthquake measuring 7.8 magnitude struck the area 77 kilometers northwest of the capital city of Kathmandu. Even in Kathmandu and other cities where reinforced concrete construction is common, destruction and fatalities occurred. But in rural Nepal, where most homes, schools, and other buildings are traditionally built of rocks or bricks with clay for mortar, the destruction was catastrophic. In some areas, entire villages of traditional homes were destroyed. About 3.5 million people were left homeless. Thousands of families are still living in temporary shelters made from the ruins of their homes, donated metal sheets or plastic tarps, or anywhere they can find a space. Steadfast Nepal has developed home designs and earth-bag construction techniques especially for rural Nepal. With earth-bag construction, homes are built almost entirely of bags filled with soil. It's faster and more efficient than the traditional method of building with rocks and clay for mortar. Earth-bag construction begins with a solid foundation using 3 different sizes of stone. The smallest is usually broken into uniform size with hammers. Like other aspects of earth-bag construction, it uses local materials and local labor as much as possible. The main component of earth-bag construction is the roll of a single long synthetic tube which is cut into pieces for the earth bags. The tube is made of interwoven strands of polypropylene for strength and durability. The first 3 layers of bags, 2 below ground and 1 above ground, are also filled with the smallest size of stone. Soil for the succeeding layers of the earth bags is gathered and screened to a uniform size. The soil is mixed with water and sand or clay as necessary to create a mixture that will harden and hold its shape when compacted. The soil mixture is then poured into the earth bags to form the walls. The roll of uncut tube is manufactured in Nepal for packaging everything from rice to cement. For use as earth bags, the tube is cut to the length of the wall with an extra 12 to 18 inches at each end for folding and sealing. Shorter bags are also used for easier handling. 2 strands of barbed wire are laid on top of each layer. The earth bags are connected and the wall becomes a single unit. Corners are braced in 2 ways. 3 metal reinforcement bars are tied together with wire on top of each layer. 1 more reinforcement bar is pounded down through the overlapping earth bags. The structure is both strong and flexible and thus more resistant to earthquakes than the traditional rock and clay. After adding a roof of corrugated metal sheets, the walls are plastered inside and out with cement or clay. Earth-bag construction is then indistinguishable from the traditional rock and clay. And so earth-bag homes maintain the culture and aesthetic appeal of a village in Nepal. Using materials already available in Nepal and training local people to do the simple construction work, a home that traditionally took 2 to 3 months can now be constructed in about 1 month. And with proper maintenance, an earth-bag home can last several generations. Steadfast is now rebuilding homes for families in the earthquake-affected areas. Dola and his wife, Ujeli, are from a poor economic background. Their new home is more than a replacement. It's a big step up in quality of life for them and their 3 children. Chitra Kumari was inside her home when the earthquake hit. Her husband, Resham Bahadur, rushed in and pulled her out. They lay down on the ground and covered their heads while their home collapsed next to them. Life was hard while living in makeshift shelters for the next year. But now at their new home, life is finally returning to normal again. Hari is a community leader working with Steadfast to rebuild homes for his own and other families. He says the earthbag house is very strong and they can live in it without fear. Hari says that after seeing how sturdy the houses are, everybody in their village wants this kind of house. Using modern earthbag construction, Steadfast engineers can produce functional, earthquake-resistant buildings at about half the cost and in about half the time. Building designs can be modified for 1, 1.5, and 2-story homes, schools, health posts, hospitals, and community centers. Any type of building for rural life can be built with earthbag construction. Steadfast, rebuilding homes and lives in Nepal.